Hello and welcome to week 5, the final week of BA 2580 Microeconomics. Remember that this is the final week. That means that everything that needs to be done has to get done by the end of Sunday. That will be the close. There's not generally any late work policy, or there can't be any late work turned in after week 5 for the most part because it's the end of the class at that time. Now that being said, remember that the grades will push out of my hands the following Tuesday. So after Tuesday, they'll be completely out of my hands. So if there's any unusual circumstances, you want to contact me before Tuesday, and we may be able to work something out in a case-by-case basis. Other than that, everything's got to be in there by Sunday, and I'm going to grade as of Sunday, the close of week 5. Also, would like everybody to check your grades by Tuesday, if possible, maybe Monday night or Tuesday. I'm going to try to get the grades in there Monday night, and then just ask me any questions if there are any questions, to double check the grade books before they're finalized on Tuesday, and contact me immediately if there's any questions before Tuesday night. Alright, so we have the information down here. We got the contact information with the phone number and the email address. We've got the office hours down here, so if there's any questions, these are not mandatory, but if there's any questions, call into this line instead of the normal line here, and I'll be available to you at that time. If we have any questions that could be helpful to use the screen share software, we could then use that at that time. I'm not going to be in the software unless there's an unusual question, so contact me here, and if we have questions that the software will help with, then we'll go in there and check out the software. Also note that many of the lectures will be in the YouTube channel. I haven't uploaded the lectures yet, but I'll get them for week 5. I haven't, but I'll get them in there by Monday. So if you want to take a look at those, then you can go to the YouTube channel and scroll down to the current lectures. Will be at the bottom of the channel here. So you would go into the YouTube channel. It's under Charter College, and we're in, so over here, BA 2580. And then if you go into here, the ones, even though the chapters aren't the last chapters, but they'll be down here, chapter 9, and so on. There'll be a couple more hopefully by Monday. Alright, so I'm going to scroll down to the week 5, current week we are in, and of course the format is much the same, where we have the objectives, the topics, then we got the lessons. We're going to be covering chapter 9 and chapter 10, and again, I'll probably put some links in here for some videos on those, so you can take a look at those, or you can go to the YouTube channel and take a look at those. Then everything from the discussion forums. From the discussion forums down is basically the checklist. We want to make sure that we go into Moodle Rooms and check everything off as we go through them. So although much of the work will be in Connect, remember that Moodle Rooms is the checklist. All the work that needs to be done will be listed in Moodle Rooms, even though a lot of it is in Connect. So all the work will be listed in Moodle Rooms. Not all the work will be listed up here in McGraw-Hill's Connect. Therefore, even though we're doing it in McGraw-Hill's Connect, for all your classes, make sure to go to the Moodle Rooms and check everything off. So then that means that the discussion forums will be first. Discussion forums worth 21% of the grade. Basically, we need a minimum of 4 posts. Most people are going to need more than 4 posts in order to get to full credit on it. The posts accumulate upwards. You can respond to my posts. You can respond to other people's posts. They all count and accumulate upwards in my book. And so therefore, make sure to get the minimum. Make sure that to get full credit, you can copy and paste or whatever from Google, but just make sure to reference it and put it in your own words as well for to get full credit on a particular post. Then we got the assignments down here. So the assignments and the homework will be in Connect. So if we go up to Connect over here and we go into week 5, we've got the Learn Smarts and we've got the video case studies. So make sure to pick those up before Sunday. Going back to Moodle Rooms. And then it's crucial to remember that the quizzes, for some reason, are in Moodle Rooms here, not in Connect. So just make sure that you get back to Moodle Rooms and do the quiz by Sunday. It's probably worth the most points out of anything in week 5. Of the 33% allocated to tests and quizzes, the final is, of course, worth more than most of the quizzes. So you want to make sure to pick those points up. Going to scroll up then to the gradebook on the left-hand side. So remember that the gradebook, I have, as of Sunday, everything is due. I have until Tuesday and then to input the grades. For example, as of the end of week 4, any late work prior to week 4, as well as the work through week 4, should be fully updated on Tuesday following the close of the week, which is on Sunday. Therefore, everything should be in on Sunday, such as the discussion forums, and everyone's doing their best, of course, to get full credit on the discussion forums to pick up those 21%. Then by Tuesday, if you check your grade book, this should then populate from a dash to 100% that everyone's going to pick up. And then we've got the assignments down here. So we've got the assignments for week 4 should be picked up, as well as any late work that hadn't been graded for week 3. Same for the quiz should already be populated, and then the same for the homework. Now, if there's any late work that hasn't been picked up, make sure to take a look at the grade book on Tuesday and see if there's any problems, and then you have through week 5 to pick anything up that's still available to you to pick up. The grades will then be updated again the following Tuesday after the close of week 5, if not before. But at that time, then all the late work through prior to week 4, as well as the work through week 5, the late work prior to week 5, plus the work through week 5, will be graded at the end of week 5. Hopefully on Monday. I have until Tuesday. I'm going to try to get in there by Monday. And remember that this is the final week. So after Sunday, I'll try to get everything by Monday. You want to go in there and give it one final check and just make sure that everything looks okay. If there's any problems, contact me before Tuesday night, because the grades will be out of my hands after Tuesday. Again, there's no late work policy, so everything has got to be in there by Sunday for the final week, unless there's some unusual circumstance, which we might be able to work something out on a case-by-case basis. But if you don't contact me, then it is what it is by the end of Sunday. Also, remember that there is an extension policy for those that have some unusual circumstance, such as like hospitalization or some unusual circumstance. Then you could try to file for an incomplete. There's a petition form that's in the portal that you can take a look at, or ask me if there's any questions on that. I highly recommend not doing that unless it's a last resort, because the petition doesn't always get accepted. And even if it does get accepted, then you get doubled up on the work in the next week, because you'll be having 2 new classes, and then you'll have this class. But if something happened this mod and it sets you back, and you need an extension, if there's someone in that category, then contact me if you have any questions on it. Basically, the process would be to file for an incomplete before the close of the class, before it closes on the end of week 5. And the basic format you want to write a letter is that this unusual circumstance happened, which restricted me from completing my work this mod, which is not the norm, and this unusual circumstance will no longer be constricting me as of the end of the mod, because this has happened, and therefore I will have time to complete the work that had not been completed in the following couple weeks. Something like that's basically the format that you want. Also remember, note that if you ever file for an incomplete, you need to have 75% of the work in by the close of the class to be accepted. Doesn't mean you need a 75% in the grade down here. What it means is that you need to have completed or started at least 75% of the assignments. So if I counted all the assignments that have a grade other than a 0 in, divided by all the stuff in here, including quizzes and everything, that's kind of a rough estimate of the requirement to qualify for an incomplete. And then we have the instructor survey down here. This is mainly geared towards the instructor's performance and not geared so much towards things that the instructor does not have control over. So some of the things that the instructor does not have control over are the amount of material that's going to be in the course, the use of technologies such as Connect, and the Moodle Room setup, how Moodle Room is set up. If you have questions about those things, then please put those into the comments in the survey, and I will relay those. Hopefully we can relay those to the design team, who is the one in charge of that type of stuff. The information that the instructor does have control over is basically how fast they get back to student comments, how much they're going to post to the discussion forums, any added resources on top of the McGraw-Hill and Moodle Rooms added for use and benefit of students. Those are the types of things there. Charter College policy generally expects around a 90% for instructor performance on those.